Today, how to find a speech topic. Now, when it comes to finding a speech topic, I think a lot of times people have three reasons why they don't talk about their own stories or their own life in speeches. Either number one, they don't know, number two, they don't care, or number three, they don't believe. So first of all, don't know. Some people don't know how full their life is with stories. They don't know how to bring them out, and you're going to pick up how to do that in this video. Number two is they don't care. I can't do anything about that. If you don't care to talk about your own speech, your own stories when you speak, then there's not much I can do about that. If that's not something that's interesting to you to talk about yourself, you want to Google your speech and talk about other people, go ahead. But remember, people connect more when you talk about yourself. And the final reason that a lot of people don't talk about their own stories is they don't believe. They don't believe that their story has enough credibility. They haven't survived 3 plane crashes, and they feel like, oh my gosh, if I talk, I'm going to bore everybody with what's gone on in my life. And that's one of the biggest mistakes. The big stories of people who've survived very big traumas are not relatable to most people. Yes, they may have big platforms and they have stories of massive failure, so of course they attract large audiences. But everyday struggles is what people relate to more. So don't be afraid to share the stories of your life thinking, oh, what I have to say is not that impactful. It's very impactful. And here are 5 F's to bringing out your own speech and how to find topics to speak about again and again. The 5 F's are your firsts, flaws, frustrations, failures, and family values. First, your firsts, the first time that you've done everything. And the best way to do this is to go through your life and list it in chronological order. Go through your life and list everything you've done as if you're trying to give a summary of your life to someone. And look at some of the first times you've done things. Look at the first time you learned something new, the first time something significant happened. There are stories in there, and keep a list going. I create a Word document, a Word file, to make sure that I never lose some of the ideas that I have. Next are your flaws. What are some of the things that have held you back in life? Things that you can not do as well as other people, but that you can talk about in a speech. Are there some flaws that you have? For instance, the fact that I'm black and I'm not good at basketball is a personal flaw that I can bring up in speeches. What are your flaws? Next, your failures. This is a big one. This is probably the first place most speakers go to, the times they've failed and how they've come out of that to succeed. Your failures teach lessons. Your failures turned into successes always make great stories. Next, your frustrations. What are some of the things that just gnaw at you, that grind your gears? Maybe it's traffic, maybe it's something bigger, maybe it's people that do a certain thing or say a certain thing. Chances are, if something frustrates you, it frustrates other people. So look at the frustrations in your life, and those will give you stories to talk about. And finally, family values. What are some of the family values you have? The core values that are unique to you. Maybe you share them with other people, but they are important to you. Honesty, loyalty, friendship, whatever those words are for you, make a list of the words that mean something to you. And here's the thing, ask yourself, how did I learn to value that word or that trait? That will give you a story. So remember the 5 F's. And if you want a detailed guide on how to have endless stories, click the link below after, of course, subscribing to the channel. And you will get a guide that will take you through a detailed process to give you endless stories for your speeches.